Hey everyone, first live stream on the channel. Hope it all goes well. Anyways, I will be attempting to create a few of Hana demos, which Spline has posted. So you can see they have recently posted about Hana releasing quite a few interesting features, namely 3D projection, 3D projection, liquid glass, auto layout, and video layers. I'll be trying to attempt a few of the designs in from here. So yeah, let's just see. So this is one of the designs. Let me just make it, and then this is one of the design, and then there was another with auto layout. Let's see, quite some good demos they have made, and this one's the last one. So yeah, let's just jump into that. So in the Spline dashboard, we can create a 2D design file from here, or else from the top right corner. I'll just create it from here. So we are in the Hana dashboard, like the editor. So I will just pull up the images that we would be making. So this is one of the design, this is another one, and this one. Just to give you an overlook of the features they have released. So I've tried to go around this to see how they work mostly. So here's where you can find the 3D projection. So any object in the Hana editor can be converted into 3D object, and you can see we have an option to rotate it in three-dimensional axis, give it a depth, change the perspective, also backface. So in a sense, you can just see how we can rotate it. So that's 3D projection, and then we have video layer, which was last, but yeah, you can see it's in the materials. And as soon as we add that, there's also an start event added automatically. So when we play, you can see the videos are playing inside of Hana. So that's there. And then let me show you the glass effect. So for the glass effect to work, let me also create one uh, with the image itself. This should be on the top. You can add an effect and then change it to liquid glass. And to make this work, you have to change the opacity to 0% for the fill. So you can see there's quite a blur. Let's change some values here. Well, let's set, give it some profile, or else blur the object, and then quite a bit. We have depth. Maybe I will switch to a video so it's more viewable. So you can see there's depth, some blur, most blur. We can also give aberration to the material, magnification. Let me give. So yeah, all in all, this is the glass layer, and then we have auto layout, which works with the frames. So you can see there is a new section called layout, and whenever we enable this, and it converts into auto layout. So we can keep any objects inside that, give it some values. Let's say add some padding around, give some gap, change to vertical, or just swap wrap. So yeah, these are few of that. And then so basically this 3D projection, liquid glass, layout and video layer. Let's see how we can attempt to create these animations. Let's focus on this one. So this is mostly, I think, created with 3D projection. So you can see we have rectangles that are kind of in an orbit around a central axis. So let's see, in general, we would have a rectangle. We can enable the 3D projection from here and then just rotate it. And I think if it's in a group, maybe we should group it. So let's see if we group it and then keep it 3D axis instead, not rotate this one. Uh, we do need to have 3D for both of them, and then rotate this one as is, and this one. Let me duplicate these things and see if I can show. Also, let me just add a material just to differentiate, maybe a gradient. So yeah, that's better. So you can see it's kind of overlapping 3D up and down. Let's think how we could create this one. So okay, yeah. Also that these are kind of like mirroring things. So if we have both of the rectangle in center, then we can just simply rotate it. Let me just try to attempt that in a moment. So let's say we have two of this rectangle. If we group them, uh, let's say make couple of them, maybe 4 or 5. Group them again, make them 3D transform. Let's change orientation like this. And then if we simply have with them, have the inner group also on 3D. Let's say if I can rotate on y-axis. Yep, y-axis. Yeah, that works. Let me do this as well. And it's just about changing the perspective. Yep, you can see we have basically got this kind of amazing look. Let me just edit few of them. Yeah, maybe let's do 30 in this, 60, maybe 90. We can create one more, add another one, maybe one more, 150. Right. So yeah, because that's how we can create this. What about flat? Don't want it to be flat. Also, if we increase this thing, so this one's there. I think we can. If it's animating in a wrong way, we have to animate in a uh maybe let's do this. If we have it this way, can we rotate? Yep, we can rotate. Let's group this again. Give it a 3D axis. Uh, Now let's just change how we can view this. Then this child can be freely rotated. But, so yeah, I guess that's this one. This design quite easy in a sense. Let's see this one. It's kind of like similar thing, but the orientation is a bit changed. So I think, mm, let's say we have this one, the rectangle, give it a gradient. Another one. So this two needs to be 3D, I guess. Likely. We'll change pattern here. Corner values. Let's say this is one group so that we can make it a 3D projection. And then let's see if I duplicate that, group it, make them 3D, change the rotation. I think we can make one of them to change depth. Oops, how does that work? Not the depth. It's rotation. Hmm. So it's not that. What else can we do? Figure it out. Okay, you can see we can change the value to be so. Don't want much of perspective. Hmm. It's kind of an octagon. Uh, let's just actually duplicate this one. I move this one here, and maybe see if one, two, three, four side, three sides are here, then back side should be three. So we only need three sides. Oh, let me see. 360 by 3. How much is it? 120. Yeah. And then if we actually make these 3D objects and rotate them 90 degrees, you can see these as well. 90, 90. This as well. What was this? 90, 90. So basically, we got this kind of thing. Let me change the size, maybe like this. And then we just need to change the orientation. So 0, 6. This is 0. And this one's having the Z. So let's change that. Uh, is it changing in between? Nope. How is it showing from bottom? See. front side, kind of like this. Back shot should not be there. Let's try to hide them. One, so let's keep it enabled. Mm, maybe we can try some huge values here. 350 minus 350, 350 minus 350, 350 minus 350. How does that look? It's very far away. Mm, 20. Now it's quite far away. Let's try changing maybe more abrupt. 300 perhaps. Minus 300. 100, 300 minus 300. More close. Actually, if we rotate it 90 to 100, this is 100. This one 600. Let me change the orientation actually. 0. This one's good. This one's not good. So we have to change this one. Which one is it? Yeah, this one. Let's keep it at 90 only. Date. Need to change this one again. This one. Keep it 90 only. So I guess we should have always set to 90 only. No need to have changed to 100. This one, this one, 90. Yeah, that's there. And all of these just need to have one. Let me get the first one. So duplicate this one. Make some adjustment to the gradient. Just about that. Change perhaps the size. Give it some depth, maybe. Not sure. Change the y-axis to be down. corner value to be reduced 16, 24 perhaps. So that's there. Similarly, this should be gone. Let's turn off the 3D just to see how it works. Nope. Is any. Oh yeah, we need to set these to no as well. Oh, what's happening there? Okay, let's hide these things because they are in 3D. We haven't disclosed that one. So let's just move this to here and make it on top. Should be same for these guys. Actually, just we only need 120 and then 60, right? So we can delete these, duplicate these, convert them into a 3D, keep this as 60 and then 120, I assume, if I'm correct. Convert this to 3D as well. If something's not, maybe this one as well. We don't need this actually, so we can remove that group. And this one to oh yeah, we have to convert this to 3D as well. So every object has to be 3D in a sense, so it works properly. So yeah, I guess this is how we can create this one. Then this blurs could be just our objects, or like more like these things, and then these would be just having an effect with a layer blur. So you can increase that. Is it not showing? Do we need 3D as well for that? Let's keep. Or is it? So, oh, actually, background blur. So it's blurring the background, not the layer itself. Right? It's kind of like this. And then to hide these background, I think we have to change the backspace to no. Maybe I did opposite thing. Let's see. So this is not showing up. So my back face is not proper. Mm-mm-mm. We need to hide these. Let me go here. So this one needs to be -90. Same with this one. Right. And then this way. We are seeing face to face. I need this one to be back as well. So let's see which one is that. Mm. Okay, in this group. So one is facing my front, one is facing backward. So that's why one is 90, one is -90. So only front one is seen. I fix that one, fix that one. So maybe we can just change these ones to -90 as well if I am doing this correctly. right? So this way, now only we can see 3 or 4 at max. So this way you can see it's just about like making a frame in the background. Let's keep this to back, right? And then this can be progressive blur as well, if not just blur. So it's more uh, let's see, I'll try to make one rotation first. So we are viewing this much, and I do need this one. So this one works as well, I guess, but in this case I think few sharp edges can be seen, so better to progressive blur. Change it like this, progressive, kind of go here, change this to be 40, so it's more progressive and blur is there on that and only. Same here, progressive, change the angle a bit, change the end, so it's more blur here. Let's see, right, quite good. Oh no, it's not better in this case. So we have to like set the proper area for the object, or maybe we can also add a layer blur in this case, so that don't see any heavy edge, like let's say 100, layer blur is a bit, so the edges are more smooth instead of just harsh edges. Let's see how that works. Gives it more of a blur, but let me try reducing that. Maybe 4. It's more neat. Some only edge cases. Haha. Yeah, that's pretty much how we can create that one. So let's just rename these guys. Mm, this is not the correct one. Let's just delete this group. We have this one. How do we name this? Rotating cards around an axis. And this is background. So let's give it BG. And this is one of example 1, demo 2, and then demo 3. What is this? Oh, this one's the liquid glass thing we made in earlier in the live stream. Liquid glass test. This is first example, and then this one we can name it as rotating cards at 90-degree. So yeah, that's it. These are blurs, so we can keep all is this. Let's group this one and group second demo recreation. This was the first one, liquid glass. So let's just group these. First demo recreation. It's not fully recreation, just an example how we can do that. So yeah, now coming to this one, I think this one was created with Autolayout because it has some good things. So let's just do a quick example with this, or maybe let's take a text first. Keep it horizontal. I will only go with 3, not 5. But yeah, this one is one text, one it in center, right. Then we need some icons. So let me just quickly create those. Good thing is that we have vector network, so you can create multiple paths from a same node. So we have a quick arrow here. Let's duplicate that, rotate it to make it a downward arrow. Duplicate this one to create vertical. Or perhaps we can just create one of the structures using auto layout. So select those two. You can either go right click and do frame selection or use option command G on Mac. So option command G on Mac, and then we can enable the auto layout here, and then just give it some padding. Let's do 12 12. Keep it in center, and also make it, what do you say, this is for uh contain space, or like fill in a sense. The gap is automatic, so it goes h to h, and we see there is some uh, highlight to this one, so you can do again auto layout here, add a frame, then the auto layout, then you can simply give it more padding, then change the color, let's take blue, shape can be black or maybe white, as in the example. Give it some corner radius, maybe the padding could be more, 24, or this could be 8. This is good. Yeah, this one we have given it 12, to 12, 12 plus 8, not 24, maybe 24. That's not 12 plus 8 quick max. So yeah, change the color to be that. Mm, actually, this is not fully white. Bit of gray. And then we have a state here. I will try to actually duplicate this one. Oops. Let's rename this to be vertical. Change this to be 90-degree, and maybe change the size. Let's keep it 16. What's the height here? 10, 12. It is same. Okay. It is not same, I guess. Uh, uh, uh. We can give it a frame if needed. So this is 12 and 20. We can keep this one to be 12, 20, the same height. And we can set the clip to no, so that any overlapping part is seen. So we have these two, and then we have a wrap. So let's duplicate this one again, do a wrap. We can edit the icon a bit. How is the wrap? It's going to the right. Oh, where am I? So let's just rotate it like this first. Go into edit mode, add from here, right. Select this, give it some angle as well. Okay, just a quick, not too much good. I think we can move this one a bit inside, give some nice round. Too much. So it's there. Center this a bit. So that's our wrap. So yeah, basic thing. So these are our auto layout made tabs. Then there is another auto layout here. So we'll just fill it and then keep it auto layout. Change to vertical, remove the fill. We already have the wrap. Let's give it some 12 padding and then again 12 in here. Now they have like changed the color plus increase the size of the frame here. So we can do that as well. Add a state, change the frame a bit. How much? Maybe add a bit of 16 plus 1632 we can add plus 32. Also just make sure that these values in the text and the frame, right? So these are in between. So yeah, not maybe 32 minus 16. So that's well enough. And also change the color to be this blue. That's our state. Let's change this one to be in center, like from top. Yeah, just to center. Repeat the same thing here. Add 32, add 16. Make sure it's centered, and then color it this. Same here. State. Change the size 32. Add the size 16 to the width height. Change the color to be blue. So that's mostly the main what do you say path. And then we just need to have some event here. Let's use mouse over because we are hovering over there. Add a transition going from this state to state. Let's leave it at 3.0.3. Same here. Mouse over transition base to state. Mouse over transition base to state. So this should in theory work. So it's working, right? And here maybe in After Effects. So we have that one, and then there is some kind of edge here. So maybe that is created using another, let's say, frame which is in uh, parallel. Let's make this 3D, and we can simply rotate this since okay, let's keep it 0. How do we achieve that? Make a x-axis and then a z-axis on the z-axis. Maybe we need to have these as well as 3D so that it works a bit better. Maybe let's group it again. Yeah, give it another rotation like this. Let's just change this one. And if we, I will try to add another frame here so we can just play it in itself. So if I play, it works. Nice. You can change orientation. Yeah, just to be fair, all of these items needs to have like uh 3D enabled, so it's more working like a 3D. So let me just do that and see how it shows up. 3D, 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 3D. It's already 3D. Then there is this one, last one, right? This one's 3D as well. So yeah, let me see. I think it's better. So that's the state. To add maybe like this, we just need to add another layer, or maybe let's just see one thing. I need to try adding a drop shadow perhaps, like the inner shadow maybe, but in the opposite way. 0 4 -4. Yup, you can see that one. Let's say -2 maybe. Is it too much? 2 2 and -2. So this way. Yay. Actually it was just an inner shadow. 2 and -2. 0 blur. This one as well. Effects, inner shadow, -2 to 0. So this should be more, gives it like a 3D. So you can see, nice. Basically that. There seems to be some, but yeah, this is again Command G, third demo recreation. Right, we have basically made it far so far with the 3 design. I think we can give this one as well a bit of animation, just like we did to other ones. So let me ungroup this first, give it a frame, make it center, Mm-mm. Make the frame black. Oh, this one's just made using gradient, I guess. So it's not much of a change. And then we just need to animate this. So I think it was this one, right? Yep. So let's give it 0. Or is it? Let's give it some. Let's try that 0 0 thing here first. This group needs to be 0 as well. And this one works fine, right? With -25. And then we can use this one again to change the orientation a bit. So this way, even if we animate, okay, it's alive. 500 to 50. So maybe it's about some perspective. Say -10, -15, -25. It's happening more. 250. It doesn't happen afterwards. Mostly doesn't happen, but maybe it's just that. I can give you some rotation and a state transition, base state to state, infinite loop, ping pong, give it a spring. Let's see how that works. Oh, that's very fast. Oops. How do we animate the stiffness? Let's see. 120. It's very much fast. Need to reduce. Maybe 40. Still fast. How do we slow spring animation? Maybe damping needs to be increased. 30. Still too fast. Mass 5. What does that make it? Okay, kind of makes it slow. But yeah, that's animation fans. So yeah, these three were the demo that I tried to do, and I think we were able to achieve most of the technique how it was made. You just need to like refine it to have some visuals, giving it color, image, video if needed. So yeah, that's it for today's live in my insightful mind. Hope this was insightful for anyone watching and you got to learn something new. I think exploring and experimenting is the best way to learn. So yeah, just go ahead and try those Hana features out. And if anyone's watching this later, appreciate your time. Do drop a comment or idea for my next live stream. But yeah, wrapping up, guys. Thanks for joining again. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if you want.